Hello, sister friends. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, everybody who is in the United States. I don't know how many of you are going to be here, but I guess if you're on the West Coast, you can watch this entire stream and then go out to see fireworks in the evening and do evening festivities.
Hello, sister friends.
Uh-oh, I have an echo. Let me figure out where it's coming from. Hold on.
Who is in the United States?
Echo gone. Yes. So welcome those of you on the East Coast of the USA who are staying in this evening. I mean, let's face it, there have been enough fireworks going on for the past week that we really don't need any today. My cats were so scared about a week ago when they started going off and they kept running under the bed. Now they just like walk around and don't even flinch. So we'll see how this evening goes because I'm sure the majority of them are going to come tonight. And those of you who are not in the United States, July 4th is our Independence Day. It's when we became a country. And we broke off from England. So I'm sorry, all of those of you who are in England. Me apologies. But we are friendly countries now. Different but friendly countries. All right, so I'm going to take a look at the chat and then we'll get going with our stuff. And definitely welcome all of you from the rest of the world who do not have a holiday today. And this is just a normal Thursday for you. Or for some of you, Friday, because you're ahead of us. You're already on Friday morning. So let me say hi. And then we will take off and get going. I have my patriotic Mickey Mouse shirt recognizing Independence Day and Disney all in one. Welcome to America. It's very American. All right. Renee, good to see you. I hope you're able to, I know you have some stuff to do at the beginning here. Kathy, glad you're here. Your dogs weren't loving the fireworks. I know, I think dogs do even worse than cats do with all the fireworks. Morticia, hello. Hi, Linda. Sherry. Carol Davis. Elizabeth Murphy. Ruth Carroll. Hey there. Lisa Owen. Ronia Forever. And these gals are all chatting with each other. Excellent. Renee again. Let's see. Sherry from Canada. Canada. Oh, Canada. Isn't your Independence Day the 5th of July? Or something. You have something on the 5th of July. Because I remember for the 4th of July once taking my kids to Niagara Falls for like the weekend over the 4th. And then on the 5th, there was a holiday. Or was it the day after Thanksgiving? Because I also went up there with our whole family once for Thanksgiving to Niagara Falls. And maybe it was the day after that. Was that Boxing Day or something? Now I'm confused. But I really think that the 5th of July was something in Canada. Let me know. Let me know, Sherry. Educate us. All right. Hi, Marie. Mama Squirrel, good to see you. Lori Carrad, glad to have you here, and thank you for moderating. Wendy's Front Yard, good to see you. Okay, Jennifer Wright, hi. Thank you. I'm glad you like my shirt. Did I get it from Salvation Army? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. Because I didn't buy this from Disney, so yes, I did. And then I cut off the neck because it was too high. Too tight. I think I got this to go as one of all the t-shirts I get at Salvation Army. I get for like $1 or 50 cents because the t-shirts are so cheap there, and I use them for going to the gym for working out. But I don't think I've ever worn this one at the gym. I think I just keep it in my closet and bring it out on patriotic days. All right, I did though, Kathy. I got it from Salvation Army. You know me well. I love my Salvation Army. What did somebody call it the other day? Saks. Salvation Army something store. What would the X stand for? Write it in there if anybody knows that, because I thought it was funny. Oh no, maybe it's S-A-K-S, because Saks Fifth Avenue. What am I thinking? I'm spelling it wrong. Clearly, I don't shop at Saks very often. Salvation Army something store, and I don't remember what the K stood for, but it made me laugh. I need to write that down because I love shopping there. All right. Lisa Owen, hello. Elizabeth Murphy, hello. All right. Yes, Kathy, you know I'd get the joke. What does ZAC stand for, though? Okay. All right. Well, happy Independence Day. Let me know where you're all from. Anyone from another country, write it down below. Or if you're writing this afterwards, you can write it in the chat down below, too. I checked that over as well. You know, not the online chat, but not the chat. What is it called? The comments down below. All right. Yay! Okay. Oh, yay, made it on time. There's no name next to your... There's like a white man with a blue background, and then the timestamp, but no name. Isn't that interesting? Oh, yay. I'm going to call you Oh, yay. Oh, yay, you don't have a name. But I'm glad you made it on time, too. Flossie, glad you're here. July 1st is Canada Day. Okay, all right. Well, that would make sense. That would be in conjunction with... I always thought it was the day after. Is the day after our Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving is the third Thursday in November. Is the day after that like Boxing Day or something as well? I feel like both the times recently that I went to Canada on holidays, there was also a Canadian holiday. So, but that would make sense, July 1st. That might have been like right around the time we actually got there. And we spent a few days just enjoying Niagara Falls, went to their little dinner show, information about Canada, and did all the touristy things. Okay. We are reading today about Robin. It's always good when it's a Robin chapter, right? Always good. All right, the other ones are hit and miss. Sometimes they're great and juicy, and sometimes they put a lot of words and say a little nothing, quite frankly. All right, Maya loves YouTube. You think Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. See, that would make sense. Because doesn't it have something to do with boxing and returning or buying? I think the Boxing Day had something to do with... You might be right, Maya. I might be wrong on the Thanksgiving thing. All right. That's right, Kathy. Let's get it. We're going. Ian thinks it's the day after Christmas, too. Well, there you go. And No Name says it's the day after Christmas. I forgot No Name what I was calling you. I'm not clicking on these. I should be clicking on these. I apologize, people. What's wrong with me? I even fixed my chat today. Jennifer loves my shirt. All right. Yes, Kathy, I got it at Salvation Army. Oh, yay. I think it's oh, yay. Oh, yay. Look, oh, yay. You don't have a name. She left another comment here. All right, here we go. That's right. They give to charity. Oh, is that what it is? It's a gift to charity day. Oh, I like that. We should adopt something like that in our country. I like that. Oh, yay is No Name. Okay, we'll just say No Name instead of oh, yay. I think oh, yay left another comment here, too. I kind of like oh, yay. It's sticking with me. Here's another oh, yay. Oh, yay made it on time. Oh, no, I thought there was another comment. Maybe it got taken. Oh, here. Oh, yay also said the Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. Y'all know more than me. I'm learning as I go. And Carol, so true. We need to wear boots to get through Robin's chapter. Here we are, chapter 16. Slight bit of housekeeping before we get started. We'll have a quote at the very end. If I start saying goodbye to everybody, somebody yell in chat, do the quote. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. Here it is. All right, just to remind you, for those of you who are watching it later on and you say, how come the chat's not here? You have to click on live chat up at the top, get rid of the top chat. If you're watching it live, I'll do it as I talk to you. Change from top chat to live chat. I hadn't done that myself. It'll put it in chronological order, and YouTube won't be just pulling out comments that they think you want to read, as opposed to that way you can read absolutely everything. All right. The only rules that we have here at Senior Perspective when it comes to live chats is that you please be respectful of our moderators, of course, and thank you again to our moderators for being here. Lori, I saw you here today, who are making sure that the channel doesn't get taken down. And really, it's just be nice and keep it clean. Other than that, you can disagree with each other, of course. By being nice, I just mean don't be rude, don't be crude, don't be mean. Like, why? Life's too short, people. Wrong channel if that's what you want to do. There's plenty of other ones out there you can go to. All right, copyright infringement laws. The reason why I am reading this in tiny little parts and then commenting and talking to the chat is because commentary must be connected with it in order to not violate the copyright laws. So I will not read it all the way through. I cannot read it all the way through. I do not want my channel taken down. Okay. YouTube tech issues. Yeah. Still, people are just getting unsubscribed. It's an ongoing thing. You've heard me mention it before, but if you're new, YouTube likes to just unsubscribe people from channels. Nobody knows why. YouTube content creators are frustrated by it. YouTube claims it's not happening. It's happening. I have so many people who join like new subscribers every day, and then there'll be a spike, of course, when I upload something new, because it might hit new people, and they'll be like, oh, that's a new channel, I haven't seen it. So the algorithm will hit other people when I upload new stuff. But then, like in the past week, all of a sudden there was a day where I had negative subscribers. And I'm like, really? That many people unsubscribed randomly? It wasn't even like I insulted them with the video. It wasn't related to any day I uploaded anything. So I was just like, thanks, YouTube, for unsubscribing people for me. So always check to see if you're subscribed. And if you aren't, please just hit the subscribe button again and resubscribe to the channel. And I appreciate you. And on that note, I have a secondary channel called Reality TV Breakdown. Has other reality shows that I review. I'm not doing any currently, but Welcome to Plathville is starting this month. So I will be reviewing those. I wonder if we can somehow make that our Thursday night live. Maybe not. Maybe we'll still do. Let me know if you're in the chat down below. I mean, I still have to figure out. I was thinking about doing My Five Wives. And discussing what we see there and then comparing it to the Brown family. Really, it'll be a bunch of, how are these two things not like the other? So that was really my plan to do on Thursday nights, to kind of go through those shows. There's only 2 seasons of it. But we could do Welcome to Plathville. It's just that Welcome to Plathville is currently streaming on TLC, so I feel like I won't be able to. They might be stricter in terms of me having it, because I wanted to have a small screen with the video of it too, but kind of like blurred out, or black and white, or grainy, or not easy to see. But if you don't want to watch it, or you don't have access to watching it, then you could have a little bit of a video. So I thought if we did My Five Wives, it wouldn't matter as much, because it's not on TLC anymore. It's streaming on one of those free sites, Freevee, or one of those. So I'll give you more information as we get closer to that. All right, that's it. I'm gonna scroll back and click on quotes just so I'm ready to go. I don't know which one I'm gonna read, but whatever the next one is that I saved in my little quotes app is what I'll read. All right. Maya, you don't like Welcome to Plathville? I love Welcome. How can you not like it? It has all the same drama that Sister Wives does. I like it. So I have a few episodes from last season that I reviewed, but I'll be doing the whole season this time. Kathy, we love it when you cover anything, because you're a joy of my day. Aren't you the sweetest? How nice are you? I never watched My Five Wives. Was it on TLC? Well, Sherry, we're going to watch it together, I think. Worst case scenario, I'll have the audio. And you'll be able to like go online. I'll let you all know where it is. It's on one of those free, you might need to go onto a computer or a laptop to access it. And one of those free watch old TV shows, movies sites I saw it on. I didn't see it on TLC anymore, but it would probably be better to use one of those sites anyway, if we're watching it. So, My Five Wives is a gentleman who's in but at the time, well, I don't even know. He may have even gotten out before the show. No, I don't think he had. Anyway, a man who we'll find out when we watch it all together again. He had 5 wives. And he still has all 5 wives. Look at that. His kids are all grown. He had like 22 kids, 28 kids, something like that. And now he has something like 15 grandkids and whatnot. And they're all still together, and he was a nice guy. Now he got out and he speaks against polygamy now. So, I mean, Cody just represents not a good look for polygamy, quite frankly. He doesn't have to say any words, and people aren't going to be drawn to polygamy. But in terms of Brady Williams was his name, the gentleman that was the husband. He was just a nice guy. I liked him. I liked the show. And I think rumor has it was taken off because it wasn't that interesting and there wasn't that much drama. But I kind of didn't care. I mean, I sludged through the boring years of TLC and Sister Wives when we were just watching one trip after another, just for those few moments of like catching interactions that were organic between the kids or the wives and the kids. So if I can do that, I can watch this. All right. Here we go. We are going to get started. Let me change to our screen of dun, 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 dun. Oh, I should also have access to my. All right. Get that out of the way for now. Chapter 16, Robin. When I was in middle school and high school, boring. Nobody cares, Robin. Okay, I'm sorry. When I was in middle school and high school, none of my friends knew about my religion. I am the child of my father's second wife. It's a stretch. Okay. Which meant that legally and publicly, he couldn't acknowledge me as his daughter. This is true. I don't think he publicly acknowledged her as his daughter to his first wife, or acknowledged her mom as his second wife to his first wife. But anyway, just conjecture. I have no facts. This was difficult at times, and hard for a young child to understand. I remember when I was about 10, being at a park with my father and my mother and my full biological siblings. When my father noticed one of his work colleagues approaching us, he walked away from my mother, my brothers and sisters, and me. He acted as if he didn't know us. Of course, I knew that he was doing this out of necessity. He wanted to protect us and his job. Nevertheless, it hurt me terribly. Oh, come on, get over it. She knew she was living a secretive life, and so her dad steps away and talks to somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if my dad stepped away to talk to a work colleague away from the family because it's work business. Nobody else wants to hear about it. It hurt her terribly. Oh, she's such an extremist. And a liar. I don't even know if this whole story's true. But let's say it is. I do not think it hurt her terribly. I think she went on playing with her brothers and sisters. Just my opinion. A little snarky here on the 4th of July. My mother would usually explain the presence of her sister wife by saying she was my father's sister or his wife from a previous marriage who had remained amicable with the family. For the most part, people bought it. Wait a minute. My mother would explain the presence of her sister wife. She lived in another state. So is she implying that she did come visit because they didn't get together for holidays? They didn't even get together for Christmas. But yet she randomly was up there and they were all playing in the park one day? I think she's making all this up just to have a story to tell about what it's like to grow up in polygamy because she never grew up in polygamy. I don't believe this for a second. For the most part, people bought it. For the most part, people bought it. If that were true and there were circumstances and situations where people were not buying this, she would elaborate and give details on, and in this situation, this person did this and said this, and but she's not. This is very ambiguous. My mother would usually, ambiguous, explain the presence of her sister wife by saying that it was my father's sister or his wife from a previous marriage. Didn't stick with the same story even though she was the same lady. Don't you think being caught in a lie is not a good idea? Well, that's because this whole thing is a lie, so. For the most part, people bought it. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm not buying a word of this. All right, I'll go on. I went to a sizable public school. There were students from different races and religions, but the majority were LDS. Okay. Are there, I mean, there probably are. But no matter how white your community is, there are always going to be people of different religions and races at your school. Always. I live in a pretty white community, I have to admit. But there were probably, I remember when my kids graduated, there were like something like 19 countries represented in their class, even though it was predominantly white. And people from all over the place, a lot of different European countries. It's Czechoslovakian, Slovakian. There was a lot of that. They had Russian. I don't know if there was anybody from Africa. I don't think so. There were black students, but I think they were all from America. What other countries were there? They had some Hispanic. Well, apparently there were 19 countries. I remember that at graduation. A decent amount of Muslim students as well. So I don't know what countries they were from originally. Yeah, but I would call their school pretty white, quite frankly. So, I mean, she's trying to make herself sound cool, I guess, or cultured, maybe. But, like, I wouldn't call my kids that cultured where they grew up, even though, now that I think about it, my daughter's friend group, the one girl was, well, she wasn't from India, she's from America, but her parents were both from India. The one girl was black, but she was from America. What language did the one always speak with her mom? I think it was Czechoslovakian. One girl was Czechoslovakian, the other girl was from the United States, just white, and then my daughter was from the United States, just white. Of the 5 of them, 3 of them were from different races. And yet, I'm sorry, that line is ridiculous. I could say the same thing, but it would be a lie for me to say that because they were in a pretty white school. Okay. They were students from different races and religions. Oh, really? But the majority were LDS. My fellow students, and even my teachers, often made disparaging comments about polygamists. They said we were backward and wrong. They openly made fun of polygamous families that lived in our country. The majority of these families were FLDS. They were openly recognizable because of their extremely modest dress and the women's strange old-fashioned hairstyles. My family was nothing like these families, but I was distraught by these comments all the same. Why is she personally offended when they were making fun of the FLDS, which is very, very different from what you are? Unless it's just part of jumping on the bandwagon of everyone being offended for other races that aren't theirs and other cultures that aren't theirs and other socioeconomic classes that aren't theirs. I guess that's trending now. Oftentimes, the people themselves are not even offended, but other people will take up the offense for them. Is this what's happening here? I don't understand this. I find it hard to believe that it was the teachers. I like how she throws in my fellow students and even my teachers. Like maybe there was one teacher once that said they didn't agree with polygamy. But generally speaking, I doubt that the teachers were going on at a public school about mocking polygamy. And quite frankly, the FLDS is kind of backwards. So, you're right, Mama Squirrel. Everything is offensive to Robin. Yeah, she's offended by everything. It's going to be hard to get through this chapter. I apologize, people. She's bugging me already a lot. All right. She was distraught. She wasn't even offended. She was distraught. Gosh, she's such a liar. I spent my childhood and teenage years terrified someone might uncover the truth about my family. I had few friends, and those I did have didn't seem to question or care about the strange, unexplained things in my life. There were none, Robin. There was nothing strange and unexplained. Your father had a wife that lived in another state with her kids. There was nothing to explain. Nothing was strange. I kept most friends at a distance so they wouldn't start wondering about my family and asking questions. I did have one friend in the mainstream. Her name was Danielle Scott, and she was LDS. Danielle and I were best friends for many years. When we were in high school, I decided to tell her about my family. I was tired of hiding things from her. When I told Danielle that my family was polygamous and that I had 2 mothers, she began to cry. "I thought you guys were the perfect LDS family," she said. How could they be the perfect LDS family? I guess when she was in high school, they were all still in one family together. So, okay, I'll buy that. Perfect, I don't know. But okay. Since she claimed that they had a space heater because they couldn't afford the heat inside the mobile home that they lived in. So, I don't know. I think things could have been better. She was understandably confused. Most LDS followers condemn fundamentalism and polygamy. Suddenly, Danielle felt as if she didn't know me at all, and what she just learned about me made me morally wrong. Poor Danielle, when she reads this. Okay, we'll go on. When Danielle got over her initial shock, she began coming over to my house regularly. Well, this is a jump. She went from being so offended and hurt that she was literally crying to, I'm going to start coming over to her house regularly. This is the wonder of the world. Can I come play? She realized that I was just me, and my perfect LDS family was not at all that different than what she previously imagined it to be. She grew close to my mom and came to understand that the differences between our faiths were not a big deal. Hang on, I have to correct what I just said. They weren't the perfect polygamous family. Her father was not around, her stepfather, because they were divorced already. Yes. I forgot. I am getting Robin's life mixed up with her mother Alice's life. because my gosh, they are so identical, the two of them and their stories. Robin relived her mother's story. So her mother divorced her husband. The only thing different is that Robin's husband divorced her. But to my understanding, Alice divorced Robin's biological dad when Robin was quite young. So, and then Daddy, I'll take videos of you giving birth, Daddy, new second daddy, came into the picture. But there's no way they could be the perfect LDS family because Daddy would have never been around because he lived in another state. So another lie right there out of the gate. Okay. She grew close to my mom and came to understand that the differences between our faiths were not a big deal. We could be friends regardless of our beliefs. Of course. Why is this news to you, Robin? Over time, Danielle and I agreed to disagree about religion. This was a healthy development. We do not try and stay away from the hot button topics with each other. Oh, we do try. I was like, wait, this isn't making sense. We do try to stay away from hot button topics with each other. But this agreement has led to a completely open, safe, and sweet relationship between us in which we can tell each other anything and everything. That sentence makes no sense. We agree to disagree about religion. We stay away from all hot button topics. And yet, we have a completely open, safe, and sweet relationship where we can tell each other anything and everything. This is all one sentence. There was no period in there. The beginning of the sentence completely contradicts the end of the sentence. Are we surprised? Oh, okay. Yes, Kathy. Robin looks like a spoiled brat when she talks. She's very entitled, and you can see it in the beginning. Yes. Yes. Carol Davis, people are just people, no matter what color. Isn't that the truth? Yes. I don't know. We seem to be making a deal out of it here, which we shouldn't have been. Mama Squirrel says she came hat in hand because she was panhandling. I wonder if anyone ever did an actual count of how many times Cody has said cap in hand or hat in hand. I think he uses cap in hand as his phrase. Oh, goodness. All right. All right, Lynn Skinner, welcome. Thank you for moderating as well. And you were entertaining. Oh, how fun. Happy 4th to you. All right. Thelma, I love that term. Polygamous. Polygamous. I love it. Polygamous is one way to frame being a cheater. Not a good way, but a way nonetheless. So true. All right. Let's go on. This is crazy. Robin writes, I had been the first wife in my first marriage. You were the only wife. Okay. You weren't living polygamy. Does everyone go around? I don't like go around saying hi, introducing myself. I'm his first wife. It's crazy. All right, I'm sorry. I had been the first one trying to clone and cling on to a polygamous term to make herself seem like she is a polygamist. Although we were in the same church that I am now, we never got to the stage in which we considered taking a second wife. My husband and I believed the principle, but things were too rocky between us to consider a plural marriage. This meant that during our marriage, we never really had to worry about how we looked to outsiders. Well, yes, you were just married, Robin. You were married. Why would you be concerned? Oh. We were a young couple with 3 young children. It was easy to pass as a Mormon. You were a Mormon. You weren't a polygamist. Oh my gosh. The AUB faith follows the LDS Church's teachings. It's LDS plus all the AUB part, which is the polygamy aspect of it. Okay. When I started dating Cody, however, hiding the truth about my faith became trickier. When people asked me about the man I was dating, I didn't know what to tell them. Somebody who's going to be coming into money, but I don't want to say that. Since Cody often visited me in St. George, because that makes a whole lot of sense. That's the best way for her to get to know the family, is for him take him away from the family and have him come visit you. When? Often in St. George. Acquaintances were aware that he had children. When they asked me how many, I never knew how to answer. Should I say 1? Because that's how many he has from his only legal marriage? Or should I admit, that was a little bit of a dig at Mary, right? Because that's how many he has from his only legal marriage. That wasn't nice. Or should I admit the truth and say 13? I can only imagine what the reaction would have been if I said the man I was dating had 13 kids. And yet, you were dating him with the intent to marry. You were courting, if you will. By the time you're dating, you're courting, and courting is dating with a purpose, if you will. It is dating with the intent, I think I'm going to marry this person. I'm just going to spend a little more time to make sure there's no major red flags, of which she clearly didn't give it enough time, even though they gave it about a year. Oh, goodness. So why wouldn't you just say it then? If you have no qualms about marrying a man who has other wives and that you plan on being a polygamist, I think the best way to break the ice would be to just let people know you're starting to date men who have other wives. Call me crazy. As opposed to hiding it, telling lies, making stuff up, and then eventually just saying, oh, by the way, he has 3 other wives and he has 13 kids. I mean, good point, Lori. Courting? Come on, Jenny. She was stalking. Yes. She wasn't courting. Hiding who I am is not in my nature. It's always bothered me that I have to lie about my beliefs, family, and lifestyle. It has made me feel like a second-class citizen. But you never had to, Robin. You never had to. Oh, this is so frustrating to read. Oh, she's full of shit. Okay. In general, I am quite honest and outgoing. She's neither honest nor outgoing. What a great line. Nice try. Try again. Editor, come through, please. We have to have some truth in here, please. Oh, that is great. That was great. I can't believe she put those words in there. That's amazing. I've lost my spot. Oh, my goodness. All right. It's always bothered me that I have to lie. It has made me feel like a second-class citizen in general. I'm quite... well, you know what? She did start the sentence by saying in general. So we do have this ambiguous language here again. So she's couching it with the, I mean, in general, I'm honest and outgoing. Outgoing? Here's outgoing. No, not at all. Christine, outgoing. Robin, not outgoing. Christine, fun. Robin, no fun. Mary, fun. Janelle, not really fun. But, although I love me Janelle. Janelle's my favorite, but Janelle's not fun. And Robin, even less fun. I would hang out with Janelle and enjoy myself. I would even call it having fun, but not because she's fun, but because being with her would be fun. Being with Robin would not be fun. That's not an enjoyable time. Nor is she fun. Either one. Okay. Sorry, too much commentary. I try to read larger sections and then stop and then do commentary. This is going to be a mess. I might not even be able to put the timestamps in this because this is so off the charts. I can't even. I hope it's not too long. We're going to be here all freaking night. I need to get going and reading this thing. Okay. I have no problems talking about what is going on in my heart or in my head. Except for, let me count the ways, when you won't speak up in family situations. Coyote Pass, when you wanted to go there and everybody wanted to go to the other property. Oh my goodness. She didn't say boo every time she was supposed to. Oh, how about the one house thing? Kept quiet about that too. There's no way she wanted one house. Oh, I like that line. Just glanced up and saw Robin was married to everyone's wallet. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather watch paint dry than hang out with Sabin. Yes, absolutely, Kathy. Janelle would be a kick in the pants, wouldn't she? I think I'd just be laughing the whole time. I think it would be a hoot. She would be. I mean, Christine is fun and she is outgoing, but it definitely would have a better time hanging out with Janelle. I think that I would just be laughing. All right. Okay. Yeah. Sabin Robin has no personality. Zero. Being with Robin would be absolutely horrifying and mostly not a good time. I agree. The pencil warmer, Lisa Owen, my goodness. Okay, I better click on something else before I go. Well, I'll just take it off. Lisa. Cracking me up. I wasn't entirely prepared. Okay, so she felt like a second-class citizen. She's honest. She's outgoing. She has no problem talking about what's in her heart and her head at any times, except for 14 years of the show where she wouldn't share what she was thinking. Sadly, she says, hiding my religion has been an unfortunate necessity. Oh, goodness. As much as I wish that I didn't have to lie about my faith, I wasn't entirely prepared to be as open as Cody hinted I might have to be if I chose to marry him. Can I just say that you're not hiding your faith if you're not living your faith? You know? Like, let's just say, for example, pick a different faith, Jewish. And I don't want anyone to know, so I don't tell them anything about it. But I don't really celebrate any of the Jewish holidays. And I do celebrate the Christian holidays. Then am I Jewish? If I don't recognize the Sabbath on Saturday and keep it holy. If I don't do Seders, if I eat pork and unclean meat, if I'm not kosher, like if I don't do anything that people of the Jewish faith do, and I know some of those are Orthodox, not every Jewish person does all that stuff, but what I'm saying is there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to stress about. It doesn't matter which building you went into on a Sunday morning if you're not going to practice it at all. Right? There's nothing to hide. Am I crazy? Why was it so difficult to hide? She wasn't living a polygamous lifestyle. Other than that, it actually gave her all the terminology and knowledge she needed to blend in with the LDS because all the rest of her faith was exactly the same. Okay, just saying. Just proving why all of this is, again, another lie. Lies, the lies. Okay. When Cody first told me that he and my potential future sister wives were going to be on a television program, I dismissed it as a pipe dream. First of all, it was all set in stone by the time you came around, Robin, so again, more lies. But I like how you at least admit that it's a dream of yours. I didn't question him or challenge him, but I remember thinking, yeah, right, you're going to be on TV. Yeah. I'm going to pursue you anyway, just in case. I'll pull out at the very end if I have to. As our courtship progressed towards engagement, I realized that the television show, which had seemed like a huge fantasy, was in fact a reality. If I married Cody, I would be signing on for this show. Now, you know she's trying to make it all seem like all of this was on the up and up, and yet this is still, she took the time to put this in writing. She thought this was okay to share, this part of it. Oh. It seemed like a huge fantasy, she says. But in fact, it was reality, and if I married him, I'd be signing on for the show. Oh. Kathy, I love Jesus and my guilty pleasure, sister. Preach, that's me too. Although I'm not telling anybody in my church. No, I did. I had one friend who found out that I did this. One lady who I sit next to in church, who's about my age. She was asking about different jobs that I did, and I just mentioned, content on YouTube, and usually I just dismiss it, and I say, well, I'm a speech therapist, and I create things, because it's true, I do have a channel. I had a teaching channel where I used to do videos for teachers, for ESL teachers, but, yeah, so I kind of lie. That's a sin. But I love me some Jesus. I do. So there's a little snarkiness is probably not his favorite thing that I'm doing, but also I think he understands that they put this on television, we're just reacting to it. I think he does. I guess I can't speak for God, can I? No. I hope he does. All right, we're going to go on. I think there's a lot of us that were there. There's a side of people who are so anti-Christian that have channels out there that just want to bash everything and all of it from beginning to end. And so there's those channels, which I can't even listen to anymore. And then there's the channels that are similar to mine where just, Christian woman going to church, interested in this whole other religions interest me. I like learning about them. I don't always have an opportunity to learn about as many as I want, but hopefully as I get older and things settle down, I'll have more chance to do so. I like being educated, and I know I've got a long way to go to learn. I got a long way to go to learn a lot of things about the Christian faith, quite frankly. It's always a learning process. But I think a lot of us were like, they call themselves Christians, and yet they have multiple wives? So how do they justify that? I'm just curious. And that's what drew me. My curiosity is what drew me to the show. And Cody's behavior and subsequently Robin's behavior is what keeps me going and what started this channel. All right. Oh, Lori, I tell Jesus what I think during every episode. He's heard everything. That's funny. Oh. All right. TV's so bad, that's what makes it good. Sad but true, right? Sad but true. All right, put yourself out there for that kind of money and allow it all to go on television. And you say things, we're allowed to react to what you say, including the book. They got a decent amount of money for this. Actually, hopefully TLC got the bulk of it, because they could hire some more producers and editors. Catch up. All right. Let's go on. I apologize. I'm really snarky today. I don't know where this came from. I have a mood. It's the heat. Okay. This gave me pause. It was very scary. What gave her pause? Oh, the fact she was going to be signing on for the show. This huge fantasy that's coming to life. Okay. This gave me pause. It was very scary for me. I had been through an incredibly difficult marriage and divorce. I don't know, what's that have to do with the show? I have suffered through some tough times, and now I was being asked to open up about my lifestyle, perhaps endangering my kids and myself in the process. I didn't want this. Lies! Oh, shit. I didn't need this. I just wanted to live a quiet and tranquil life, happy with God and my family. And yet you sought out Cody when you knew there was going to be a show, Robin. We can't believe you. I'm so sorry. These words are wrong, wrong, wrong. But I loved Cody and his family too much. You didn't even know his family. You wouldn't spend any time there. You made him come down to visit you 4 hours away. And then when the family offered for you to come live with them in the house, you said, no, I'll take a rental. On your dime, of course, because I have no money. All I have is debt. That's how it went down. All right. Okay. Oh, I wanted a happy, quiet, tranquil life with my family, but I love Cody and his family too much. I had asked God for a testimony that God and I shared a... Sorry. I'll talk about a Freudian slip, Cody thinking he's God. I had asked God for a testimony that Cody and I shared a destiny, and I received that testimony. I wasn't turning back. You know, it's just scary how many times in this book these women have said they've heard from God. And Cody heard from God unequivocally. And then we see how it turns out afterwards. These people have to be careful. I mean, we got to stop talking on behalf of God. I mean, it's blasphemy. Shared a destiny. Yes, God really wanted you to come and break up this marriage so that the kids and wives would all go separate ways. That's what God wanted, Robin. Because that's your testimony. That's what happened. So stop it. I feel like I'm talking to, did anyone watch? I know a lot of you did. Seeking Sister Wives and Garrick talking on behalf of God. That made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. Okay, we're going on. While Cody and I were courting, I went through a period where I turned to God and asked him, you seriously want me to be on a TV show? This is what you want from me? It just seemed preposterous. This is such a lie. I know that God guides my life, but he seemed to be leading me down a strange and dangerous path. Okay, well, he wouldn't. God doesn't do that to people. End of story. There's nothing in the Bible that says he's going to lead you down a dangerous path. He says he's your comfort and he's your protector at all times. That's what it says. It does not ever say in there that he would lead you down a strange and dangerous path. So, if you think that's what God was saying, you should have listened, Robin. Because it did become very dangerous. You were the dangerous one, and it ruined a lot of kids and wives in your wake. Okay. Such lying that she talked. She didn't believe God. Ugh. I did consider not marrying Cody because of the show. I can't with this chapter, people. It's like each line is a lie bigger than the one before. Are you kidding me? This is garbage. Unbelievable. You considered not. You were seeking them out when you found out about the show, Robin. Oh my gosh. I was searching for stability and simplicity. Instead, I was hurtling toward a big, scary unknown. You were hurtling towards dollar signs, Robin. End of story. I remember being very concerned about the consequences we might face when our show aired. It would hit me some days how crazy going public was. Did I really want this kind of attention? Ultimately, my overwhelming love for Cody, for his family, he didn't like at all. And my testimony that I belonged in his family won out. Overwhelming love for Cody. I don't think you loved him at the beginning. I think you just saw dollar signs. There may have been some level of lust there, but quite frankly, your first husband was better looking, so I don't know. And Cody's kind of a creep. I don't know the personality. I never heard an interview or anything with the first husband, so I don't know. But because he's never talked to the media ever, once, never, makes me believe that he's probably a really decent guy. As opposed to Cody. So don't believe the overwhelming love of Cody. Don't believe the overwhelming love for his family, because you didn't do anything to really get to know them or hang out with them. And the testimony, well, we see that that's all untrue too. So that's a lie too that you heard from God. So strike 3. So that won out and she decided to do it. If our destiny meant being on a reality show, I was willing. Yes, you were, Robin. Yes, you were. Just like you were willing to do whatever you could to get your first husband when he was dating your sister. Oh, did I say that? Who got pregnant by wooing her sister's boyfriend? Just saying. When my sister wives told their families about the show, most of the relatives came to terms with the decision to go public as long as their own families were not dragged into the spotlight. My family, however, was horrified by my decision. Oh, come on, I can't with this book. These women who are from polygamous families, whose whole families are going to be outed in that, they were all okay with it. But you who never lived a lick of polygamy in your life, you're the one, and your families, what families? Your mom's guy she's dating wife in another state? Like, was that who was upset by it? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Yeah, maybe they were upset. Now I take that back. Maybe they were upset because then this might have been, the show might have been the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of stepdaddy having to tell real wife, I have another woman that I'm dating. And yeah, I've been calling her kids my kids for quite a while. That might be why they were horrified. They had to start speaking the truth to each other, and the secret would have to come out to his immediate family, not to the community. Who cares about that? But he was going to have to let wife number 1 and all his kids know, I've been dating this other woman who has 3 kids. They could not accept or understand this choice, she writes. They found it morally wrong and personally dangerous. Some of my family members think that the plural lifestyle is too sacred to show the public. Okay, can I just say that if parts of your religion are so secretive, if they're so sacred that they're a secret and nobody else can know about it, there's a problem. There shouldn't be anything secretive. It should all be out in the open. If it's a secret, something's wrong. Just saying. There's nothing in the book that I believe in that says, keep it a secret and don't tell anybody. It's quite the opposite. It's like, hey, this is the book we believe in. Try to get it in as many people's hands as you can. Put it in every drawer in the hotel. Like, this is, okay. But they're now calling their secrets sacred. That's how they justify it, I guess. Okay. They believe that what I'm doing is sacrilegious. I'm muddying the waters of something celestial and sensationalizing it. I don't know how sensational she made it, but just saying. All right. Teresa Skinner. Hi, Teresa. I haven't said hi to you. Refers to sister wives as her guilty pleasure, too. It is my guilty pleasure. I literally said that at a women's church retreat last October. Everybody had to share what their guilty pleasure was. We were doing like just different breakout stuff and get to know you stuff because there were quite a few women that were there. And so we were breaking up into groups and then breaking into another group. And we had to answer these questions while we were there to get to know each other. And it was, what was your guilty pleasure? And I mentioned Sister Wives. Nobody at the table knew what Sister Wives was. And I didn't know who any of the women were at the table at the time that I was with. So I felt like, okay, it's safe. I can say, at least I watched the show. I didn't talk about this channel, but I said I watched the show and it's my guilty pleasure. And most of the people didn't know, but one lady, well, she didn't know what it was either. But she said, there was another lady at another table who said Sister Wives was her guilty pleasure. I'm like, I wanted to go, who? We can chat. I'll know one person who watches it. And I know there's millions who watch it, yet I know none. Okay. Right. That was the end of that page, right? Yeah. Okay. The truth will set you free. That's absolutely right. Thank you, Lori. I don't know what you said that I felt funny, but I mean, really, it's all funny, right? This entire chapter is funny. I'm going to try to not keep you here all night in case y'all want to go see some fireworks, so I'm going to keep going. In addition to condemning the morality of my decision, most of my family was horrified by the attention they worried the show would bring to them. Okay, so in addition to condemning the morality of my decision, most of my family was horrified by the attention they worried the show would bring to them. Okay, they were horrified. Not concerned, not worried. They were horrified by the attention that they worried the show might bring to them. No wonder you are the way you are if this is true. To be concerned about what this might happen to this might result in me being affected and then being horrified by it all. That's a miserable way to live, I have to say. Can't stress over the things you can't control in life. I'm sorry. People who get mad about the weather, once you learn to get over it and accept whatever the weather is, you live a happier life. It just is true. It's just true. You gotta let go of the things that you can't control. It is what it is. Jenny will need mouthwash after this. So true. I might get a drink. I should have brought one with me. All right. The nice thing about Thursday nights is it's not too late when I get off as opposed to Sunday night, so still can have a nightcap. All right. I fear that when I made my choice to participate in Sister Wives, I didn't realize the domino effect that would follow. Suddenly, my siblings' friends who knew me from growing up might realize that if I'm a polygamist, then my brothers and sisters are too. Several of my siblings who are still in high school became very angry with me for outing them by proxy. Again, hypothesizing. They might realize that if I'm a polygamist, then they might be a polygamist too. Well, they're not. So there you go. And you're kind of not either. You're closer than you were back then, though. Your siblings and you lived in a different... How many times do we have to say it, Robin? Why do we have to keep going? I mean, I feel like we're just running around this pole over and over and over again. All right. And I doubt that they became very angry with you for outing them. All you had to do was say, it's not true. Because she didn't live polygamy. She never said, she couldn't say she did. She said she did, but they didn't. The guy lived in another state. All they had to say was, no, my mom divorced my dad a while ago, and that's it. No, there's not another guy. My mom was dating some guy who lives in another state, but that's it. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. All of my relatives... Of all of my relatives, my mother struggled the most with my decision. She still blocks my posts on her Facebook page. because she doesn't want to answer the intrusive questions that would follow. She isn't ready yet to be as open about her beliefs as I am. She blocks your posts because she's not ready to answer the question. She doesn't have to answer a question. Since when do you have to answer sometimes people write questions to me that I don't find very nice. I mean, if they're like mean and like downright offensive, that anybody would be offended by it, I might just block them. But I've only blocked, I could count on one hand how many people I've blocked. There's thousands and thousands of comments. I mean, very few. So I don't understand why she feels that she has to answer the questions, because that's option B. Sometimes I just don't really like the insinuation of a question, so I just don't answer it. And if I don't answer one of your questions, don't think it's because I thought that it was offensive, because sometimes I just don't see them. It takes me a while to go back to some old videos, so. All right. Oh, I just saw a comment that got blocked by Kathy. Kathy, that turkey comment. Crossing a line. Yes, you are. Okay. All right. Oh, Lynn Skinner. Thank you for the super chat. That's so nice of you. Shots. Yes. Thank you, Lynn. Shots after this is over. I wish we were all together. I'd get a round for y'all. All right. Where was I? Which lie did we end on? Okay, Robin's talking about her mom here. When I told her about the show, she was worried that I was putting my children in harm's way. She was especially concerned for them since my first marriage was destructive and unstable. Quantify and qualify that for us, please, Robin. Ambiguous language that really means nothing. I was just starting to figure out how to be a single mom. Well, I mean, I don't even think her divorce had gone through by the time she started dating Cody. When you look at the math on the dates, she was dating him before she was officially divorced. So I was just starting to figure out how to be a single mom. Just because you just were. I say you just became a single mom. Actually, you weren't even officially a single mom. You were still just separated, I guess, if you want to call that being a single mom. She felt that I was being irresponsible and not taking my children into consideration. This was very difficult for me to hear. I understood her concerns, but I also knew that I was bringing my children into the most wonderful family I'd ever seen and giving them the best father imaginable. And yet she knew that Christine was on the fence with the whole thing. She knew that Mary was having issues with Cody beforehand, and they were in counseling over it. And she even went to counseling with Mary over issues that Mary was having about her joining the family, even though Mary's the one that brought her into the family. But this was the most wonderful family. Oh, goodness. Although my mother will still be my mother privately and supports me in every way she can, she wants nothing to do with the public side of my life. We love each other, but there is a distance between us that pains me. My mother grew up LDS and converted to our faith when she was a young adult. Many of her relatives struggled with her conversion, so she has spent her life keeping her head down, feeling as if she had to apologize for her beliefs and try not to rub it in their faces. Why would she rub it in their faces? She was a young adult. She wasn't living polygamy, right? Lisa Owen, there is not a Salsa Brava in Ohio. I've never heard of Salsa. Oh, let me look. I shouldn't say absolutely. I'm assuming it's a chain that's just in like the Southwest, because rarely are they. If it's across the whole country, it's usually like a Wendy's or a McDonald's or a Chipotle or something. Wouldn't that be great though? Salsa Brava locations for all of those who want to go visit a Salsa Brava. Wow, I have to bring up the whole website. Colorado Springs, Colorado has one. That's the one that popped up. I know, I just want in locations in general. That must be the closest one to Ohio, is Colorado Springs, Colorado. Because that's the one that keeps popping up. When let me go back and look at it and see if I can scroll down to see any other. Flagstaff, we know about that. Colorado Springs. I just want here. Salsa Bravo Locations USA. It just brings me to Colorado. It's a dumb website. It's obviously not very expansive. What isn't that surprises? But the food does look good. Yeah, not in Ohio. I'm afraid that would have been a good get-together, wouldn't it? I should think of something like that. Okay. All right, she brought the most wonderful family, blah, 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 blah. The best father imaginable. Until their age hits double digits. Then he wants nothing to do with them, and he doesn't even consider himself a father to them anymore, unless they're still fawning attention on him. Then he still likes them. But if they have any dissension or differing opinion from Cody, then he has nothing to do with those kids anymore. You're right, Marie. I 100% believe that. He had a midlife crisis, found a mistress, but could justify it and call it polygamy and keep all the other wives who kept working and paying the bills. Right. If your mom doesn't want to be outed, Robin, why are you outing her right now? Sorry. Oh, goodness. All right. Pigs eat like pigs. Yeah. Were you guys talking in there about how he eats his pizza? Scarfs it down. He's talking as he's like eating. Oh, what? You want to stay separated, Janelle? Oh, goodness. All right. Benjamin called it straight up Cody bringing mistress in the family. Is that what he said? Yeah, well, it is what it is. Because when she's the only one that you're laying with and you're not betting any of the other women, kind of like having a mistress down the side, right? And then ignoring your actual wife. But bringing her right in front of everyone's face and rubbing it in. Having them watch you go over into her house or apartment or bedroom. It's horrible. It's really horrible. Okay. Mother grew up LDS, converted to the faith when she was a young adult. Okay, we read that, which makes no sense. Why she had to keep apologizing for her beliefs and trying not to rub it in their face when she wasn't living the faith. Again, just the fact that she walks into this building on Sundays for an hour and 15 minutes and then walks out of it. However, after the show aired, many of my mother's relatives got a closer look at our world. They saw that our lifestyle was not scary or, quote, out there, end quote. They were more able to understand my mother's decision to live the principle. Because of sister wives, my mother has been able to come into her own and feel more accepted by her own family. I hope that this change in her relatives' attitudes will allow my mother to live more openly and comfortably. Like my mother, my father was opposed to my participation in sister wives. Okay, not your father, your stepfather. And I don't even think he officially adopted you, so your mother's husband. No, did she ever marry him? Your mother's lover. I don't think she ever married him, did she? I don't think so. I don't know. I know Robin changed her last name to the same last name as his after her divorce, which is just weird. As opposed to just going back to her original name. So that's why she's had so many last names. I don't think he actually adopted her. Yeah, because she changed her name after her first marriage. He didn't adopt her when she was in like her mid to late 20s. No. Or maybe even 30s. Okay. Okay, so her father, I do it in air quotes, she didn't, but she should have. Although he is retired, he worked a city job his entire life, and he had to hide his marriage to my mother. When I decided to be part of the show, I think he worried about what would happen to me as well. But after he saw how people reacted to us after the show aired, approaching us on the street and wanting to talk to us, and writing encouraging letters, he began to relax and open up about the show. In fact, he agreed to be filmed dancing with me at my wedding. I think fake Papa likes to be on camera too. I do. I think that he saw the limelight and wanted to receive it just as much as she did. I don't think Alice cared, but because we've seen fake Papa a lot, haven't we, on the show. He's there all the time. I didn't even know what Alice looked like until just recently, when I realized who she was in some of the episodes, because at the time it just went over my head. Going back to watch it, you catch a lot more than you saw the first time. Oh, Jenny, please go full screen. You got it. Let's do that. Bum, ba-da-bum. Why does my hair look like it's yellow or green? Doesn't it look yellow? Must be something with one of the filters on here. My hair's not really yellow. Very golden today. Okay. All right. Oh, that's really funny. Where was that? Robin made sure, yeah, Kathy said, Robin made sure she became the head wife while she did marry a turkey. Savory turkey and stupid turkey. We could have new names for them. Savory turkey and stupid turkey. I like that. All right, fits them. Okay. Yeah, this is a good point, Lori. He also agreed to be filmed while watching her give birth and standing at the end of getting the full delivery of the birth. Creepy fake daddy. Videoing the whole thing. Yet TLC was there. Who needs to watch the baby come out later on? How often? Who's she going to share that with? Nobody wants to see that, Robin. Nobody. Okay. We even saw the baby's head out. Remember? Kind of looked like an alien. I don't think it was breathing yet. I mean, it still had the umbilical cord, but it still looked kind of crazy. It was a little freaky. That's way more than I ever thought the show would share or show. It's way more than I would ever want shown on that. I mean, I would not have cameras in the room. End of story. Okay. All right, so after Daddy saw how everybody was like writing him letters and going up and talking to her, he thought, I want to be a part of this. So he agreed to be on the show. This was a miracle for me, according to Robin. My father, my fake father, who had never felt comfortable acknowledging me in public before, was willing to go on national television and announce that he is my dad. Later, my fake father agreed to be in an episode about our hunt for houses in Las Vegas. Yeah, that was completely unnecessary for him to be on that show. Yet he was. He was there as often as he could possibly be on television. Fake daddy. Should we call him fake father or fake daddy? What do you guys think? He was there while Mary, Cody, and I were looking for places for us to live. It meant so much to me that he consented to be filmed. Well, after all, Robin, that's the only reason you moved to Vegas, was because fake daddy lived there. Of all my family members, my father, my fake daddy, is the one who most recognizes and acknowledges all the positive changes the show has brought about. Since filming was underway during Cody's and my long engagement, introducing Cody to my family meant bringing them face to face with the reality of my decision to be on television. While we are talking a lot about getting on TV in her chapter, is she not? This whole thing so far has been all about getting on TV. What is the name of is this family that we're supposed to be talking about? Wait, let me go with the sorority. Oh, it's supposed to be about sisterhood. She's supposed to be talking about what it's like to be a sister wife with the other. We have not mentioned the other sister wives. This is all about her family, and Cody. That's it. Oh my goodness. I thought this was the family section. It's not. It's sisterhood. Crazy. It has nothing to do with her sisterhood. Nothing. Oh, goodness. Of all my family members, my father is the one who most recognizes and acknowledges all the positive changes the show has brought about. Okay. Since filming was underway during Cody's and my long engagement, which we kept a long engagement because we wanted it to be filmed, introducing Cody to my family meant bringing them face to face with the reality of my decisions to be on television. When people started to recognize us, many family members shied away from me in public functions. They didn't want to be identified as polygamists. Even when we weren't filming, many of my family members still wanted to keep their distance from me. My sister's graduation, an event I wouldn't have missed for the world, was especially trying. Oh, she's such a victim. It's going to be another graduation where it's poor Robin. Poor Robin having to go to Logan's graduation because she had to take the baby with her, even though she had a nanny at home. Don't get me started. And then she was late, and she almost made Cody miss it. She kept calling him and telling him to come meet her, and he was, thank God, didn't go. I bet one of the wives said, "You absolutely will not leave." We just didn't catch it on film. All right, what is this trauma that she went through with her sister's grad? Okay, an event I wouldn't have missed for the world was especially trying. Cody and I tried to keep our heads down and maintain a low profile, but we were recognized by many people in the crowd. People were lining up to talk to us and get their pictures taken with us. You know what? I think Robin, the least liked person on the show, loves to talk about media and attention and letters and people recognizing them, people lining up to take pictures with them. And yet, we don't hear that from the other OG3 wives, do we? They don't talk about all, they don't mention it at all. And you know that they have it fivefold, if not tenfold, from what Robin gets. She is so full of herself. I felt terrible, as my only intention had been to support my sister on her special day. And now I was drawing attention away from her. Some of my brothers and sisters were simply embarrassed by the people who wanted to take our picture. They hung back and wouldn't associate with us at all. Well, nobody wanted their pictures. What are you talking about? I'm sure people will be like, "Can you get out of the frame, please? I just want to get the person on television. I don't know who you are." All right. Thankfully, other members of my family thought it was cool. Like my sister, who got so excited when she saw how positively people were responding to Cody and me. I think she was really surprised by how supportive complete strangers could be. I think she was excited to maybe get on the show. Which didn't really work out for her, did she? Her little sister was her nanny before the niece was, but I don't remember if she ever got screen time, did she? Did we ever see her on the show? I know there was reference to the fact that Robin's sister was going to come watch. But then the cousin we would see here and there, and actually she was interviewed by the time they moved down to Vegas. She was, during the Ari's birth, she was there and they actually interviewed her. So, yeah. All right. Cody thinks he's cute. Yep. Robin's full of herself. Yes, Kathy. Yeah, she just might be if she didn't have a rotten personality. It's hard to be objective and look at her now. Andrea is watching season 5 right now. I'm about at season 3 or 4 in the rewatch, but I put it on the back burner for a little bit. I decided to go back to the Marvel universe and watch every single one of the videos because I have Disney Plus to the end of the year. So I haven't been watching Sister Wives lately. What's in season 5? Oh, there's a lot of Garrison, which is bittersweet, but it's also very eye-opening to see the side eyes that the wives give to each other. Yeah, going back and doing rewatches now. Maybe next year, maybe after season 19 we'll do it. Right as season 19 ends, we'll just start doing rewatches and comment on different things. Okay. Mama Squirrel, Robin's face was not swallowed by SpongeBob. Kathy, you love Disney Plus? My daughter and her husband, right after she takes her boards for vet school, she still has to finish out the year of clinicals, but the first time she's going to sit for her board, the first time they're allowed to sit for their boards, she doesn't know how many times it's going to take to pass, but the first time they can sit for the boards, the week after that, she has a week off. So her and her husband are just going to Disney to celebrate all the studying that's going to go into getting ready for the boards. All right. Watching season 3, you can see it's going to be Hades in it. Oh, all right. I'll keep my eyes open for it. Yeah. You yell at the television even with the old stuff. Isn't it crazy? I mean, we yell at all the new stuff when we were watching it, just going, what? Maybe I'll do that for you this year. Maybe I'll put a camera on and just record myself watching and talking about it and just put it as a separate video. And then you all can, maybe you don't care. I don't know. Aw, that's nice. I want to thank Jenny for creating such a great chat experience. I went on Pop Psych's live on the book Spare the other day, and it was a bit scary, not safe, as Robin and Cody would say. Aw, I'm sorry you had that experience, Danny. Yes, we have rules here. You have to be nice. Just be nice to each other. We can all disagree, but we all have to be nice to each other. Okay. Kathy says her husband laughs at her when she yells at the screen. Michelle, there is a Salsa Brava in Yellow Springs, Ohio. I'm glad you found that. I don't know how far away it is to get to Yellow Springs, Ohio. Yellow Springs, Ohio is where Dave Chappelle lives. Somebody here, is it you? Somebody here is from Yellow Springs, Ohio. Because I remember saying this before. I'm like, that's where Dave Chappelle lives. In this tiny little town called Yellow Springs, Ohio. I think it's about 4 or 5 hours away from me, but I'm up for it. I'm up for doing a salsa brava. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? A salsa brava get together in Yellow Springs, Ohio. All right, I'm considering it. Anybody? Come one, come all. I'll have to see what kind of hotels are around there. I think Yellow Springs is on the outskirts of maybe Dayton, Ohio, like a bigger city. So there should be hotels not too far away. I don't think Yellow Springs itself probably has a hotel. All right. You think that'd be funny? I thought, what the heck? I'm just put it up, just like run it live and not do any editing or any of that and then put it up. I don't know. It's a possible. Just throw something else up there. Okay. I'm going to go on. I am sorry I'm taking so much of your time. It is already 8:30. We have gone an hour and a half. Okay. So some of our sisters and brothers liked it. Some of our sisters and brothers didn't. Several years before I married Cody, when I was at the absolute low point in my life, I made a life list of all the things I wanted to accomplish. Oh, so this is what everybody's been talking about. I didn't realize it was in the book. I thought maybe she said this in an interview. Okay, here we go. Here we go, people. Buckle up. Since things were going so badly for me at the time, I allowed myself to dream as big as possible. Here's what was on my list. Number 1, change the world. Sorry. Stop it already. Okay. Just like an idealistic middle school kid. I like to change the world and bring peace to all the nations. That's what I want to do with my life. Okay. Number 2, meet Oprah. Number 3, write a bestseller. Number 4, own a business. Well, she didn't change the world. Not for the better anyway. I mean, it's implied. It's going to be for the better. Apparently she met Oprah. I never saw that episode. I wonder if you can find it. I don't even think they're in the archives. I think I think she owns all of them. I wonder if like on own.com or something they have old episodes. I don't remember them ever being on Oprah, but apparently they were. Write a bestseller book. Okay, well, there were 5 people who contributed to this because Cody managed to put himself in the prologue and the epilogue and the first 4 chapters. And yeah, but I think it was a bestseller. I mean, I get it. I would have read this back when it all started too. I would have been, I'm flabbergasted reading it now. Can you imagine if we read it back then? But here's the difference. Back then, we would have believed it because we wouldn't have known any better. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't like Robin from day one. I thought she was going to be a problem right from the get-go, so. Okay. She goes on to write, I look back now and think, be careful what you wish for because you might get it. Well, she didn't change the world. And then it may be something that you don't want. I can never underestimate the positive impact of sister wives. But there are days when I wake up and say to myself, I don't want to do this anymore. I want everything back to normal. No, you don't. You want to keep getting the money. Liar. Liar. That's right. Victim, martyr, and liar. That's what you are. Okay. There you go. Victim and martyr. Right, Kim Appel? You got it. Being on a television show really altered my entry into the you know what I just realized? Because I just corrected myself on that sentence. I thought that it was a typo, and it wasn't. And I'm like, you know what? Robin's doesn't have a whole lot of errors in it. And yet somebody said that Robin claims she edited this, which means the most errors are actually in Christine's chapters. I don't think she fixed any of Christine's grammar. Dun, dun, dun. Underhanded. If she was the one that actually read this over, I don't find an error in any of her chapters, but the most errors, Christine's. Janelle's may have had a couple. I don't know. I just know Christine's are full of it. She's so mean. Unbelievable. I could never underestimate the positive impact of sister wives, but there are days I wake up and say to myself, I don't want this. Being on television show really altered my entry into the family and into a plural marriage. Sadly, during the first season, many of our fans cast me as a homewrecker, out to destroy Mary, Janelle, and Christine's happy family. Who knew? I try not to dwell on the internet commentary, but since I think it's important to interact with our fans, I can't entirely avoid it. You can, because you do now, Robin. Yeah, you can. Another lie. There have been so many negative comments about me that it's been... This is all about her. I'm sorry. This is not about being in a sorority. This is not about her sister wives. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. All right. All right. She and I got into it 2 evenings ago. I called her out on a major lie. Who, Lori? Who'd you call out? I gotta scan back. Oh. Pop Psych let me die when he promoted that channel? He did. He clearly doesn't watch it, right? He's made a lot of blunders. Allison wasn't sitting next to him, was she? Well, I don't know if she pays attention to social media, because normally he's done a lot of blunders in terms of misrepresenting their wives, especially Robin early on, but he's kind of picked up on it a little bit now. And when Allison's there, she sets him straight. But you know, that would be a miss. Okay, you're right, Lynn. Let's like and subscribe and move on. Happy times. Happiness is here again. Okay. All right, so again, she's a victim. Now all the fans in the first season are saying that she's a homewrecker, but she has to follow social media and watch it. She can't avoid it. It's been difficult to shrug off the comments. People believe I have an ulterior motive. Oh, who knew? And they didn't even have the full story until now. That I want Cody to myself, and not because I love the family or my sister wives. In season 1, people were calling her out on that. We're not fools. People believe I am manipulative and conniving. I usually place last in the favorite sister-wife poll. Why is she following a favorite sister-wife poll? She's obsessed with herself and her image, and this has got to be freaking her out. I usually place last. Yeah, of course you do. And with each season, it was like off the charts. There was no longer a favorite sister-wife poll. I know I should be stronger and not allow the opinions of our viewers to bother me, but so much of my marriage is tied up in the show. I can't help it. Yeah, you can. You just don't watch it, Robin. Yeah, you can. It's impossible not to be aware of the feedback and the audience reactions. Listen, I have to tell you, I have to actively go out of my way and choose not to watch a Marvel show on a given evening if I'm going to go read comments, because who has the time, right? But I want to make the time because I love all my sister friends and I want to engage with people, and I appreciate it when people watch my content, and especially when they like, when they subscribe, and when they leave comments below. So I sometimes only just get to click, just after I read it, I'll hit the little heart thing just to let people know I read it. So if you haven't seen the little heart thing, I still haven't gotten around to reading it yet. It's not easy to do that. And so for her to say she couldn't avoid it and she had no choice, yes, she did. Yes, she did. She did not have to read any of the comments. Again, lies. Lies. It's impossible to not be aware of the feedback and the audience reactions. I've had to be very open with Tim, our producer, and tell him that in certain areas he has to tread lightly so as not to give America's women another reason to hate me. Oh, look at her. Look at her being a pseudo producer, telling the head producer how to do his job. I have had to tell him that in certain areas he needs to tread lightly. Oh, yeah. Tread lightly, sir. Oof. Those words. Listen to her. The arrogance. I've had to tell him to tread lightly. Unbelievable. So as not to give America's women another reason to hate me. Please don't show everything. People will like me less. Oh, goodness. Okay. If the audience dislikes me, then we failed in our mission to convey the joys and the stability of our lifestyle. Okay. Isn't that amazing? Do you see how a narcissist can twist a narrative to change it completely around and make herself the victim in this situation? People don't like her on the show. So she goes to the producer. She tells him he needs to tread lightly and not give them another reason. Because if they produce it in such a way that America doesn't like her, then TLC and the family have all failed in their mission to convey the joys and stability of their lifestyle, which is the goal of their show. Oh, it almost deserves a slow clap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, I would say they failed in their mission. Absolutely right. Yeah. Oh, she speaks to him too. That's good, Renee. Oh, that's good. Bless her heart. Sorry, I'll just leave it at that. Bless her heart. She's my favorite to not like, for sure. Yes. Thelma says, oh, this is the only chat that I do. Oh, well, Thelma, I feel honored. Thank you. Robin is so needy. All the others are very independent. She loves to play damsel in distress. Right, Andrea? She knows she is hated, but that fits her victim image, too. Yeah. She might as well just embrace it because it is what it is. You can complain all you want, but it is what it is. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Mama Squirrel. It is. It's TLC's fault that nobody likes her. It's all editing. It's all editing. She didn't really say any of those words. It's all editing. She didn't really do any of those things, like go secretly and get the wedding dress with Cody on the down low. Yeah, none of that ever happened. All editing. Okay. They must use AI or something to make her say and do things she never really said and did. Okay. That was that sentence just wins right there. Ugh. We want to dwell on the positives, not only on dramatic things that sully the picture, if only temporarily. Trying to sound intelligent. I love it. Any woman living a plural life will tell you the struggles that we have shared about a new wife coming into a family and are very normal, and over time things get better. Oh, well, talk about a line that doesn't age well. We got to read that one again. And it's great because she includes herself at the beginning too. This line is just golden. It's fabulous. Any woman living a plural life will tell you the struggles that we have shared. Okay, so it's like past participle, meaning she's experienced it. That we have shared. Where am I? I'm sorry, I'm getting all worked up. About a new wife coming into the family. Okay, she's never had to experience a new wife coming into the family. Ever. Oh, Robin, things get so much worse. so much worse. You go from unlikable to like just I can't a straight up villain, but you do it to yourself. Tell me more about this, Lori. Tim is the one who teased Mary. Robin has not been happy with him. What did he tease Mary about? Is this in the, like, was this when they were doing the questions? Because they were showing a lot of kind of in-between scenes during that. Is that what we're talking about? Because I remember Mary being very delightful during that time and showing a side of her personality that I really enjoyed. And she was joking a lot with Tim during that time. Is that what we're talking about? Was it something in there? Let me know. Let me know what you're referring to in there. Okay. Oh, I just gotta click on this. I see I love Jenny. I love Jenny. What does this say? I love Jenny and James and the OG3 known as James, Amanda Reality, and Sarah from Reality Squad. Absolutely. And Sarah actually has a second channel as well, which I can't think of because I know I follow Reality Squad more because it's mostly sister wives. But I love them all too. We love the same people. We think alike. Okay, Lori needs the bucket again. Let's all vomit. Yeah, that sentence alone, golden. Unbelievable. This chapter, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get through it. And I apologize to all of you who hate it when I keep stopping and commenting, but I can't help it. I won't do that in the next chapter, but this chapter with Robin, every sentence is just, I have to say something. Okay. It's ironic that the show itself was the catalyst for many of the troubles and struggles that we dealt with on camera. If not for the show, Cody and I would have married quickly and quietly with little fanfare. Oh, she admits it. But earlier in the book, she lied then. She said they couldn't because of the birthdays and anniversaries and Christmas. Just couldn't do it. She contradicted herself in her own book. Oh, and the whole time we kept saying, that's not true, it's the show, you want it on the show. And now here she is saying, if it were not for the show, I would have married him quickly and quietly with little fanfare. The wedding became a storm cloud that hovered over us during the couch sessions. Things that should have remained personal and private to Cody and me. Things that could have been beautiful and special were fodder for analysis. I had to deal with the world's opinion about the fact that Cody picked my dress. I had to that's the end of the thought. Oh, can we just say? She ends it right there. I had to deal with the world's opinion about the fact that Cody picked my dress. Period. And yet, 13 years later, in the talkback, she said, Cody didn't pick the dress. Lies. Yes, he did. He picked the dress. She says it right here. All right. I had to deal with the world's thoughts about him kissing me during our engagement. Well, yeah, it was on camera. Broadcasted nationally. People get opinions. What is your issue? People had opinions about the other wives too. It's just that you did terrible things and they didn't. So there you go. I had an opinion about all the wives. Positive about most of them. Everybody on the couch and in the audience felt the need to participate in what seemed to be an endless commentary and judgment on my wedding, the reception, and the honeymoon. For me, at least, it cheapened and stripped away the beauty of something special. She's a victim again. She has a big, beautiful wedding, huge reception, extremely long for even normal people honeymoon. And it all got cheapened and stripped away the beauty and the specialness of it. Well, what a sad person you have to be, honestly. Nothing had been left for me. She's the worst. Oh my goodness, she's going to take over. It was always he's the worst, but now, I don't know. This chapter is making it seem like she's the worst. Honest to goodness. Nothing was left for her. I mean, you just can't believe a word that comes out of this woman's mouth with all of these extreme, hyperbolic statements. Huge portions of my life were turned into an open book available to public comment. Yes. As with 100% of the people who go on reality TV, Robin. Not just you. As well as your other 3 sister wives and Cody as well. And the poor children who shouldn't have been on. But I like the children, so I liked seeing them, but they probably shouldn't have been on. While the show certainly caused tensions to rise and tempers to flare concerning my marriage to Cody. Okay, are we talking about the sister wives yet? I'm sorry. It's about sister. We're still talking about your marriage and you, Robin. Okay. Just want to point that out to everybody. All right, we had a whole chapter on matrimony, just so you know. But yet, we're going to talk all about the wedding again and how she's a victim. Again, nothing about sister wives here. It's all about her. It definitely paved a way for Cody and me to be more open about our relationship. I don't know any plural wives who have had the freedom to publicly court and date and enjoy their husband's company in the same way that I have. This, for me, is one of the show's greatest blessings. The other blessing, of course, is creating a more tolerant world for our children. Not long after the first... I just have to disagree with her there. I mean, I hope her kids didn't get a lot of backlash and negative comments from people growing up. But with the way that she portrayed herself, she did her kids a disservice by being on the show. She really did. That's sad but true. Not long after the first season aired, Cody and I were at a restaurant near... Oh, I'm still talking about her and Cody. Okay, I'm sorry. Not long after the first season aired, Cody and I were at a restaurant near our house. It was obvious that we were on a romantic date. We were holding hands and being our usual affectionate selves. The waitress kept giving us the evil eye. I didn't understand her behavior. What had we done to upset her? Then Cody realized what was wrong. He'd been to the same restaurant with Mary a week earlier. What a fool. And had been served by the same waitress. She obviously thought he was stepping out on his wife. Yes. What a fool. As a polygamist, wouldn't that be like one of the first things you never do is go on romantic dates to the exact same location with different ones? They were always trying to keep it a secret, and yet he went to the exact same location? I mean, come on. Stupid. He wanted to let the misunderstanding slide, but I decided to speak up. "Excuse me," I said to the waitress. "I know that you think something strange is going on here. I wanted to clarify the situation. I am this man's wife. The woman you saw with him last week is also his wife. We are a plural family." Her eyes widened. First in shock, and then in realization. "Oh," she said. "You're that family from TV." Immediately, her demeanor changed from frosty to friendly. It felt immensely liberating to be completely honest about our marriage. While I had my reservations about the show when Cody first mentioned it, I now know that it has been a remarkable step forward for our relationship. Because of this situation, when all these kind of people all of a sudden love me and say, "Oh, I recognize you, you're on TV. Can I have my picture with you?" Teresa Skinner, how sweet are you? Woot! Thank you for that super chat. Love ya. Okay. More and more people recognize us these days. Oh, we're just talking about how many people recognize her again. Is this the third time we've gone back to this topic when we're supposed to be talking about her sister wives? Okay. Just saying. Not just in our hometown, but all over the country. While I am not comfortable with being called a celebrity, I do love the outpouring of support that we receive. I love it when I see that someone identifies with our family and is able to see that we all have something in common. Still, it's disconcerting when a person I've never met walks up to me on the street and starts talking as if she knows me, when she's only seen me on TV. Sometimes I want to say, don't judge me on the show alone. But I never say this, because people identify with our struggle and our decision to open our lives to the world, and I don't want to alienate anyone. How big of you. Growing up polygamous has made me aware. Growing up polygamous. That's how that paragraph begins. I'm sorry. Growing up polygamous. Oh, I have no idea. I never did. Growing up polygamous has made me aware of all other repressed people in the world who are treated as second-class citizens on account of their beliefs, their choices, or their races and ethnicities. Living the way I do and being treated as I have been. You haven't been treated bad. Made me extremely tolerant and open-minded. I was so open-minded that you freaked out when it looked like some of the kids might go to a Christian youth group because it wasn't AUB, even though there was no AUB to go to. That's how open-minded she was. It was Christian too. It followed the Bible. Nope, didn't want them to do it. And kept insisting that, I know none of the kids are talking about being polygamous when they grow up now, but I think they will. Like, they just need more time. Ugh. All right. Robin's lies just made me take my pain pill for my broken foot. I see Xanax in my future. Yes, Mama Squirrel. That's how this paragraph should have. Instead of growing up polygamous, it should have been growing up as the illegitimate child of a side piece. Actually, she wasn't the illegitimate child of a side piece because she was from the first marriage, right? So she would be growing up the secret of my mother and her married lover. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. Polygamy is hard enough, but then when it's all screwed up like that, it's even harder. Okay. We all have the right to choose our partners in this life. Every adult should be able to choose whom to love and practice the faith of his or her choice. I hope that our story goes a long way toward making this possible in our community and for others who are persecuted. I feel confident that I will be able to change the world off of my life list. I mean, maybe I think polygamy is trending downward. Mostly because of the show and everyone. I mean, my 5 wives, they're not polygamous anymore. Well, yeah, they are. I take it back. They're not an AUB faith, and they speak against the faith, which promotes polygamy. So, but he already had the wives, so he wasn't going to ditch them when they decided to leave the faith. So, but he would not recommend it for any of his kids, and none of his kids are polygamists. Yeah, all these people who were on all these shows are not polygamous. The only people who are still doing polygamy are people who don't know better, who are insulated in these faiths, that are isolated and are just doing what they were taught by their parents. And people who want to get on TLC's Seeking Sister Wives. Because did any of them do it because of their faith? I don't think so. I mean, because Garrett can't claim it's because of his faith. He didn't follow any faith. That he has his own faith. He created one. So even the ones that mention a faith, it's not a faith that has history in polygamy. So yeah. So basically, the only people who are becoming polygamists are people who they're just polyamorous people, really. So she has changed the world, Not for the better. One of the other things on the list that I have been able to check off, we are still talking about Robin. We're going back. We're going into detail about the checklist that we mentioned early. Honest to God, this chapter, we have not mentioned the sisterhood at all. At all. Okay, she's going to check off the change the world box. She's been able to check off the meet Oprah. Oprah has always been one of my heroes, a person I respect in all ways. When I put this goal on my list, I never in my wildest dreams imagined it would come true. So I was astonished when our publicist booked us on Oprah to promote the show. Before we went to Chicago, we're going to keep talking about it. Here we go. Before we went to Chicago for the taping, I rehearsed in my mind what I would say to Oprah. When things were at their worst in my life, during the end of my first marriage and divorce, I would watch Oprah every afternoon with tears running down my face. This woman is so wonderful, I would say out loud, even if there was no one in the room. I wanted to tell her this. I wanted to let her know how much she had meant to me during my hard times. She was the bright spot in my day. Oprah was my favorite escape. I wonder if she did tell her all that. When we arrived at the set for, we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to find out, I guess. Here we go. We keep going. I mean, there's only a little bit left. This is it. We're still talking about Oprah. We still haven't mentioned the sisterhood yet. There's quite a bit of Oprah's mentioned on this whole page. Oh my gosh, I don't want to read this. I'll go quick. When we arrived at the set for the Oprah show, it looked nothing like it did on TV. Pristine and graceful. It looks pristine and graceful on TV. Awash in soft colors and low lights. Oh, I get it. Okay. Instead, it was rickety. How nice of her. What's rickety mean anyway? The furniture looked temporary. It was cold. It felt more like a warehouse than a studio. On stage with my microphone on, I felt distant from the audience and the whole Oprah experience. She was distant. She felt distant and separated from the Oprah experience. She's a victim, even on Oprah. Even on Oprah, she's a victim. I'm so sorry. It's not ladylike. You're right. I don't know what's gotten into me tonight, but this chapter is putting me over the edge. It's the worst. It's the worst. She's supposed to be talking about her sister wives. Okay. Let's trudge through this, people. Let's get through it. Okay. When you watch Oprah on TV, it is a magical experience. The environment is warm and friendly. It is a place for dreams and aspirations. But sitting there, in that cold soundstage, I realized that Oprah is just a television show. Like all other television programs, it creates fantasies for the at-home viewers. It's part make-believe. It invites them into a world that doesn't entirely exist. I realized that the magic I had watched on television wasn't real. Ooh, I don't think her talk with Oprah went well. Oh, goodness. Yes, Lynn. Oprah thought, who is this and why are they on my show? Maybe it wasn't a great, maybe we want to, I'm going to see if I can dig up that episode and I'll do a review of it. Oh, that would be great. How can I get my hands on it? If anybody knows, anybody in another country who might have access to it and can send it to me, or I don't know. I'm going to start doing a deep dive though and see if there's any way to see some old shows of Oprah. Boy, all that stuff is under lock and key. Okay, so none of it was real. I realized the magic I watched on TV wasn't real. It was interesting to watch Oprah deal with her team of producers and camera people. We watched her take care of mundane details that go into producing her show every day. Without the high gloss of the television camera, Oprah could have been any other businesswoman. When the show assistant sat me down beside her, I took my chance. I leaned over to her and told her she was wonderful and an inspiration to me. She was so humble and sweet. I realized then that Oprah was just a woman like me. Oh, that's another priceless line. Oh my goodness. She's just another woman like me. Oprah's just like Robin. That's what we learned today, people. She probably dealt with the same kind of scrutiny and pressure the camera and the audience can put on you as I did, just in a bigger way. I realized that I had made her into some sort of demigod when she probably had just been doing what she felt like God had called her to do. It really grounded me. It made me realize that, TV or not, we are all just people trying to get through the day. Being on Sister Wives has taught me so much about myself and others. I don't think it's taught you much, Robin, because your behavior didn't change for the better. It got worse as time went on, so it didn't teach you anything. I have realized that while Sister Wives tells our story, the real magic is in our own home. No matter how many televised interviews I do, how many I can't. This is how she's ending it. We have not talked about sisterhood at all. Ugh. This is how she's ending it. This is the very end. After all this talk all about herself, no matter how many televised interviews I do, how many famous people I meet, we're not even saying we, how many seasons our own show runs, there is one constant in my life. What matters to me when the dust settles and the lights are turned off is when the dust settles and the lights are turned, like she's on Broadway. So she thinks the world of herself. What really matters to me when the dust settles and the lights are turned off is what mattered before all of this started. My family, my faith, my love, and my responsibility to myself and others. Oh, wow. This is unbelievable. I don't even have any other words. She ends it talking all about Oprah and how Oprah's just like her. And then goes on to say, and when the lights turn down and the audience leaves and the applause dimmers, I'm just a person just like you and just like Oprah. Yes. That is a classic chapter. An absolute classic chapter. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Let me say hello to a few people here and then we'll get going. Oh, we need to do also the quote. Yes, yes, yes. Robin might steal Oprah's shoes. Yeah, it's possible. Break a leg, Robin. That's right. Oh, goodness. Oh, not ladylike put the date for you, Jenny. Oh, she had the date of when it was aired. Oh, look at you, not ladylike. I'm going to find it. Okay, 10/14/14. On the OWN website, I'm going to do a video for all of you. Thank you, not ladylike. 10/14/14 on the OWN website. Awesome. Excellent. I am going to watch it. That might be my next video because I am fired up. Fired up. Marie feels like sticking her fingers down her throat. Yes. Oh, goodness. She wishes she has Oprah's money, doesn't she? Mm-hmm. All right. OWN does have a few clips of it. I'm going to see how much of it I can see and watch and react to. All right. Kathy is down to earth. Oprah's life is not like mine. And I can guarantee you, confidently say, Oprah and I were nothing alike. I love Oprah. I watched every episode that she had, and then even better than the episodes she had in her final season, she would do separate episodes, which are the making of each episode, because they were all such like big episodes, and they had the behind the scenes and what the producers did, and they were following the cameras all around, doing the interviews off. It was amazing. I have never been able to find those episodes, but I'm going to look and see if she now has them on her website. That would be great. For the longest time they weren't, but maybe ABC owned them for a while, and now maybe she has them. Okay. Robin, you could not shine Oprah's shoes. That's right. All right. Robin isn't like Oprah. Yes, yes, yes. They forgot the red carpet. Kimmy Tinker, aka Gigi. Thanks, Gigi. Kathy, you love the videos. Excellent. Well, one's going to come out about this because I did not realize all that. She spent a lot of time talking about Oprah in this chapter that's supposed to be about sisterhood. Oh, you like the videos with my son. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Danny. This is Patriotic Mickey. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Karen 81986. There's a lot of Karens. I need to specify. Karen 81986. So I'm watching all my Avengers shows. I feel like it should be like a number on my Karen 81986. We are probably going to be more disgusted with Robin this next. I think so. I think so. Love it. You think we're going to be disappointed? Oh, I'm so curious about this next season. I can't even. Heather thinks there might be some things on YouTube too, so I'll check it out for sure. I know. She has a nerve to say her place was like a warehouse. I mean, come on. Has anyone ever been to a sound stage or a studio stage or anything like that? Like, they're not like a cozy little office that it looks like. It's this tiny little, it's this huge vapid space because there's these massive cameras that are on these big round things that get moved around and these cords all over. It's like a vault, the place. And then all the lighting from above that comes down. It is, and then the trick of camera, the camera work that you do makes it look like a small intimate scene, but it's not that way at all. So nice of her to like, I'm sure Oprah's though was like 10 times better than everybody else's. So it just shows her ignorance. All right. Wendy's front yard. To be fair, if I just ran into Oprah, I wouldn't be able to shut up. Well, if I just ran into her too, I might not also, but I certainly wouldn't diss anything about her, even if I didn't like it. Even if I thought, I can't believe she's wearing those shoes and what was she thinking with those glasses? Wouldn't say it. Wouldn't say it. I'd be like Oprah. I don't worship her. I'm not going to go that far. But I really wish she was still on. I really do. I loved it. Loved Wednesdays with Dr. Phil. Was it Tuesdays or Thursdays? I think it was Tuesdays with Dr. Oz. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure Oprah Studio had to have been 1,000 times more clean and organized than Robin's house. Robin's house that never gets filmed in unless she has ample time in advance prepared for it. And even then, very little, very little. Okay. Snark. Okay, I'm gonna find a quote here. I don't think I'm gonna have any good quotes that's gonna go along with this. So I'm just gonna pick the next one. All right. We already did that one. We already did that one. All right, we'll do this one. I don't know. I don't have who said this. I don't know where I heard it before. But from unknown, we have, I'll just write unknown next to it too. And I'm going to try to put a check mark next to it here so that I know I did it already. Enable sorting. Not now. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. It says, God will teach you something every single day if we listen. Very good. Oh, there's another one here. Let's do one on wisdom too while we're at it. Again, don't know where I found these from. I just put them in here. When I'm like, I like that quote, I just cut and paste them into my notes on my phone. It says, wisdom is a process where we pause and resist impulsive reactions. Very good. So when you get all worked up, see, I didn't show much wisdom here this evening. I reacted. Wisdom is the process whereby we can pause, take a breath, and resist that impulse to react. All right, I'm going to see if I can cut and paste these right into the chat. Again, I didn't write down where that came from, so my apologies on that. Okay, they're both unknown. All right. All right, fantastic. I think we're done for this was great. Yes, you're welcome, Mama Squirrel. I had a good time here this evening with y'all. Happy 4th of July. I appreciate you all for being here on a holiday. You don't have about as much going on as I do, huh? I love that when Jenny, God teaches me something every day. It's true. If you take the opportunity to listen, in the good and in the bad, there's something we can learn every single day. So just pause and do that. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or morning. For those of you in another continent or time zone, happy 4th to those who are in the United States. I pray for all the doggies to stay calm and sleep tonight. Stay safe. Yes, thank you very much, Danny. I appreciate that. That's absolutely true. I couldn't say it better. Thanks for inviting us to the Robin Show, Lori. He says that's right. That's what it was this evening. Oh, I love you all. You're all so fantastic. I'm going to sign off here. Goodbye, sister friends. And I love you all. Boom. Sent. All right. This was great. I will see you here next week. I will let you know right now, actually. Next week I'll be here, but the week after that is when I think I'm out of town for work again. So I'll be out of town Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I told James I may or may not be at his thing. It just depends on how late on Sunday I get back. But I'll definitely have to postpone the Thursday night one. But we'll be here next Thursday and we'll talk about details then, okay? Thank you all for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the super chats that were sent to me. Thank you for the moderators, keeping everything clean and keeping the channel up. Thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate it. I know you could have been doing a whole bunch of things this evening, but you chose to be here, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you. Good night, everybody.